another job that was like a relatively new house yesterday. I think I've got that one. I got the assessment fee from her, but I feel like she was happy. It was just more or less storm seal, 12 metres of storm seal, which I'm selling case plus a few little bits here or there, silicon on the tile, etc. So I can get that. It's not a whole lot of money, but I think I've got that job anyway. If I bring her back, she's pretty happy about that.
I guess my ideas would be something like this, right? So
I just really wanted to get something from this place.
yeah. Okay, so I guess everyone has their management technique to figure out their way through life. You know what I mean? So, when Michael wakes up in the morning, he's like, when everybody was, 2 years old, 3 years old, they figured out how they are going to live their life for the rest of their life, right?
Yeah.
And we never really questioned it, and you live your life that way forever. So what I mean by that is, say, let me think. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Do you mind if I record this? You won't know who you are. It's just so that it's training for the other office staff as well, so they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. So, at the age of 3 or 4 years old, everybody made a decision of how they're going to manage their life. You know what I mean? So what I mean by that is, some people at the age of 2 or 3 said, "Oh, I tried screaming and shouting, and then everybody around me gave me this look, and I wasn't happy with it. So what I'll do, I'll stay quiet for the rest of my life." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So another guy was like, "Hey, I pushed that kid, and this happened, and this happened. Everyone paid attention. I felt great, and there was no consequences." You know what I mean? So what does he do?
Yeah.
He pushes people around for the rest of his life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, that's like a base state. So once you do it once, twice, whatever, it becomes habit, subconscious, and then you're like, for the rest of your life, you're just that person. So when you see a person across a room and you see this girl and she looks really timid and polite, you're like, that girl is timid and polite. It's not that girl is timid and polite, it's because she realized, if I be like this, everyone approves of my existence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But inside of her is a different world altogether. Inside of her is turmoil. She's like, can't believe this happened, this happened, this happened. Inside is this raging voice, you know what I mean? And usually what happens is it creates a shadow personality. So right now, what I know about you is, you've got this personality that's polite, that's, caring, that's involved, and gives a shit, right?
Yeah.
But you also have, if you go deep inside of yourself, when you're there by yourself, you're chilling, nothing to do, you're the exact opposite person. You know what I mean? Because your body is trying to balance itself out. It's trying to be like, that other aspect of me isn't bad. It wants to balance itself out. It wants to experience its dark side, its shadow side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the first concept. We have to, as humans, realize that we are living these, there's no good and bad. Being nice is good sometimes. Being nice is bad sometimes. Being bad is good sometimes. Being bad is good sometimes. Whatever. You know what I mean? So back to this client. So you said this client, did they call you at midnight last night, right?
It was. I had a look at the call thing. It was 10 past 10, and then she thought I was going to call her back or something just to finalise it. She ended up calling me back at some really weird hour. But it was great for me. I mean, I really wanted to settle this one.
Okay,
for all.
that's fair enough. Okay, I'm glad that you're putting 1,000,000% into this and making sure it's gonna you're building a good future with us. But also keep in mind that you don't want to do that to yourself as well. You want to get some sleep and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah.
So you want sustainability. A good future. So my management technique is to delve deep. Right? That's how I figure out. I'm like, okay, I'm not happy with this, so I'll delve deep, try to find out as much as I can about something, a topic, and then try to use that to my advantage, right? To get to my goal. So if I see a client who doesn't have an emergency and is calling me at midnight, it tells me a bit about this person, right? It tells
Yeah.
me this person is an unstable person. This person does not know how to relate to society. This person, and it's not just this situation, they do that to their friends, their family, their kids, their uncle, the police officer, their work, their school. They're like that with everyone. They're constantly unstable, right? So a person that can't relate to society in a normal way is going to be rejected by society, right? If you're rejected by society, do you have a good job? Do you have good support structures? Do you have a stable life? No, right? So I'm starting to figure out what this person is about so then I can use it where I need to, you know what I mean? For my advantage, you know what I mean? To get to my goal. So I can look at this person and go, what a freaking psycho, I don't want to deal with them. Or I can look at them and go, yes, they're a freaking psycho, but
Yeah.
I
That's right.
still want to achieve my goal, right?
Yeah.
So in this situation, my first thought would be, okay, that means if this person has constant problems in their life, I'm gonna bring it up. You know what I mean? I'll be like, hey man, whenever you've tried, when's the last time you've bought something that was really important? When's the last time you did something that you left it with a tradie? And she's like, oh, last time I did this, this happened, I was so upset, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. I go, the path that you're taking right now with me is the same thing's going to happen again. You know what I mean? You're asking for too much for too little. You need the solution, your house is gonna leak, it's Christmas time, you've only got a couple of hours. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get a call from my boss in the next few minutes and say, that's it, no more bookings till next year, January, February, right? Get in while you can, because you're being that person that you've always been that causes these problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can say it in a more friendly way, but
What was hard, she set boundaries in the beginning. She said that someone could come here and offer 1,200. So there was a figure in the beginning. So I really had to sort of sell our quality of work and the differences of what we're going to give compared to what they would give you.
yeah.
And she liked that. The more I would feed that to her, the more she liked it.
Mm.
Yeah, so I feel like it was out of her price range, but at the same time, she liked the attention and she wants.
That nothing for a person, you know, you can't. It's not. It's not like it's not. Don't look at it as it's out of their price range. It's not. It's not. It's. They've definitely got that money. They're not. They're not willing to pay that much for that product. That's what it is. It's not out of their price range. You know what I mean? So, good effort on trying to get it. And you were comparing with a quote for 1,200. What I would usually do is I would usually face the elephant in the room. You know what I mean? I'd be like, okay, you got a quote for 1,200.
Yeah.
Look, we deal with a lot of subcontractors and people and stuff. I'd say to her, can I get that person's number? Because I'd love to use them for jobs that we do in the future. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and then I'll finish that sentence off with, if is there any reason you didn't want to go with them? Did you not like them as a person? Did you not like? I sort of prompt them. Did you not like their product? Did you not? What did you not like about them? You know what I mean? And
That's true.
that will open up a whole series of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A likely answer is going to be, oh, they were booked out too much. Oh, they didn't have insurance. Oh, I didn't really like their advice. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Or I didn't really trust them. You know what I mean? So you're saying to me that you don't trust this person, but you want me to do it for that price when, you know, you generally know I can't afford it for that price. You know what I mean? I just can't cut it at that price. You know what I mean? So you want all these things, trust and reliability and everything that you didn't have there, but you wanted for a different price. You know what I mean? And how can I do it for that price? You know what I mean? And that's another thing. That's asking them to help you. Like, look, I'm here trying. I didn't wake up this morning to come to your house to spend 3 hours for nothing. You know what I mean? I want to have a job. I want to make my business better. I want to make your life better. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
how do I do it? You tell me how to do it. And once they sympathize with you, they're like, I get it, Michael. You're stuck. I'm stuck. And they sort of start to sympathize with your plight as well. You know what I mean? How can I do it? You know what I mean? That's another thing that works. Yeah, that's my advice there. So, which is,
Yeah.
look at what's happening inside this human. How do I use it to my advantage? Yeah, and that was about it.